my dear ScanNCutters. Today my video is for you. I'm sure many of you have cutting dies for words and to make labels like this and sentiments. So today I'm going to teach you how to do this on your ScanNCut. This one is Be My Valentine because it's Valentine's month, next month, and I'm on my doing a lot of different projects, so check my channel for that. But today, if you have a ScanNCut, I'm going to teach you how to create these sentiments, I guess, die cuts with words on your ScanNCut, okay? So that you can, you know how it is, we buy so many die cuts because of they have different beautiful like sentiments and they have beautiful fonts. So just create with the fonts that you have and with the shapes that you have on your machine, okay? In many different sizes. It's great for mass producing. So can you imagine how many of these you can get from a 12 by 12 piece of paper? So that's what you're going to learn today, okay? So let's move to Canvas workspace and I'll teach you how to create these there, send it to ScanNCut and then cut it, okay? I'm here on Broader Canvas workspace. This is the downloaded version, not the online one. And the first thing we're going to do is, of course, write something. So let's just do love, because this is just for demonstration. The font that I used was Arial Black because all of you have that. So we have love, right? Next thing we want to do is to decide what kind of shape do we want around, because we might want a circle. I'm just going to do a rectangle. So you come here to shapes, click on a square, and here's how I do this. I just kind of put it around love and I resize it with my mouse. This kind looks good. Let's see. The way let's just see if it's centered now. So you're going to drag by select both of them just by dragging your mouse. And we're going to come here. See here, align, and you have center. So you're going to click there. It's going to move a little bit. It did. And now middle as well, just to make sure that it's perfectly centered. Now it is. The next thing I want to do, guys, is to add colors so that you see what I'm doing here. So this is in front of the love. That's why it doesn't, it kind of covered it. And the way you change that is, do you see here on the right, you have properties, you have edit, and you have layers. So click on layers. So this means that it's in front of this, okay? So what I'm going to do, just so we see the love, we click on it. So now we know it's selected. I'm going to just select a color, yellow. You're not going to see it because it's behind the shape. Whatever is on the top is in front. So I'm just going to move this to the top just so you see the love. So see, now you can see it. And you have to do that. Why? Because you want, remember when you buy a die and you run it through your machine, you're going to see the word it's empty here. And you're going to see it's actually going to cut through the paper. So in order for that to happen here, the word has to be in front of the paper, let's say. Let's pretend that's a piece of paper, because otherwise it will not cut through, right? This needs to be in front of the paper. So it always has to be here on the top, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click here on edit. We're going to select both of them. And now you have this option. Remember we did here align center and middle. We already did that to make sure that it's perfectly centered. But now we're going to go here where you see process overlap. And we're going to click on subtract. So you click on subtract and look at that. Now the love was cut through the paper. I'm just saying paper, it's not, of course, but look at that. That's what you have. You have one image only and the word is already cut. Just pretend it's a die. Let's see another example, just so you get this really, really well, okay? I'm gonna go on text again. It's Valentine's now, so I'm going to say be my Valentine. And I'm going to use another word now, another font. So I have a font here. Just work with whatever you have. I have this one that I can even pronounce. It's like Akaya Kanadaka. Okay, that's what it is. But I really like it. Look at that. It's very nice. Let's add a color to that. We're going to do pink. Now we're going to get again a square. It's not going to be a square. Just play around with it. Or maybe, no, let's do another shape, okay? Just so you have another option here. Let's just play around with it. Okay, this one here. Cool. So shape, let's just get rid of that. Let's add a color to that shape. Red, that one. Okay. So again, it's in front, right? What do you want? You want it to be behind. So again, we're going to come here on layers. So the shape is in front of the text. So what you're going to do, you're going to put and move the text to be in front of the shape. So now we can play around and see where you want it to be. So is this high enough? Do you want maybe a little bit, not that tall? Just a little bit shorter. Yes, so let's again select both. Just drag your mouse. We're going to edit here, align, center, and middle. It's perfectly centered now, see? And now again, we're going to select both by just dragging your mouse. And we're coming here to process overlap, subtract. And there you are. You have another beautiful word. And just one more tip for you. This is really big. And how do you know that? You're going to come here again. Sorry. Here on edit, just scroll up. This is the size right here. So if it's a card, let's say it's a card, 7 by 7, that's too big, right? So you can just click here and make it the size you want. Let's say it's 5.5 by 4.25, and you're going to do it horizontally. So I would do it maybe 4.5, no, 4. So 4. That would be the ideal size, okay? So I just wanted to show you how to change the size. And this is the height. Maybe you wanted a little bit higher than that. And do you see that it's when I move here, it's also changing this. If you don't want that to happen, here's another tip for you. So no, I definitely want it to be 4. The width is going to be 4. So you unclick this, and now you can change the height. See how it's changing, but the width doesn't change. So that's another tip for you. So you change it to whatever width you want. Okay? So that's that for you. And I'll give you one last tip for writing. Let's do love again because I love the word. I love love. So here, when you click, let's make it bigger. So you see, we're going to add some color, orange. Do you see the distance here between the different letters? You can change that. And how do you do that? You come here. Do you see regular? This is the font. Regular is the size, the style, because some of them will allow you to have italic. This one doesn't. But here, character spacing. Look at the word love, and I'm going to change this just so you see it, because sometimes you want to change that depending on the font, right? So that's another tip for you if you decide to use this technique today. So that is it, guys, for you. And we are going to, let's just cut this. I'm going to erase this one, and we're going to cut these two here on our ScanNCut. So we're going to click on File. You're going to Export, and I'm going to transfer through Wi-Fi. So I'll meet you on ScanNCut, okay? And here on ScanNCut, I already have my paper loaded. We're going to click on Retrieve Data. This is how I sent it, but you just retrieve whichever way you sent yours. So it's through the cloud. So there you are. You know where those are. And I know where my paper is because I'm looking at it. I'm just going to move this a little bit here. I think this will be perfect. And that's that. We're going to say, okay, that's good enough. Select, cut. And I will be back when this is done, okay? So here we are. Let's remove to see what we have here. Look at that, the moment of truth. How beautiful is that, huh? Perfect. And let's see the Be My Valentine. As you have to do many times when you have a cutting, sorry, a cutting die, you have to do the same. You have to like remove the little thing for the A and the little, you know, points for those, the parts to make the B. I mean, it's perfect personal preference, but here we are, guys. We have our word dies or die cuts or whatever you want to call it. It's perfect, huh? And there it is. It's on your mat. So I hope you have learned something today and that you can apply to all your projects. Just, you know, here, for example, let me show you. I would just, if you're going to apply it, of course, you're going to have to get the little round, the center part of the O and use it. But there you are. It's not different from any cutting die at all. Perfectly cut, and you can mass produce. You can have something like this in different sizes and it will be perfect every single time. So guys, thank you so much for being here with me again and have a good day, okay?